Pisces, welcome to your Aces Week. It's Aces Week, baby. That's what's up. That's what's going on. Everybody's getting an in-depth read, Aces, just in time for the New Year's. Many of you will recognize the Aces layout, and there's your power card right over there in the corner, where it should be. But before we get started, a promo, if you will, for sassyscorpionmerch.com, listed in the description box below. Use code HAPPY20 and receive 20% off site-wide. This is just one example of the many house teas I made for you and others, and a whole bunch of other stuff is on there. Like I said, everything is 20% off using code HAPPY20. I hope that you take a moment to look. Maybe you find something you like, right? Get that discount. But just like always, guys, just FYI, thank you all so much for the support over the years. As always, your purchases as well as your donations, they go back into supporting the channel and its many functions. So once more, thank you. I appreciate you. That's enough of that. Aces. I love an Aces read, don't you? A lot of people do. The idea of new, or the prospect of new, is very powerful, and it speaks to people very strongly towards the end of the year as we enter the new year. So not only do we want to see the new, we also want to take a look at the renewed, the reinvestment, right? The stuff we already have going on in our lives, and we keep it around because ideally it works for us, right? That's why we keep doing it. So we want to take a look at that, see how that's going. And, if we have some aces in here that are underperforming, if you will, we need to know why. Maybe it's time to make space for new. You know what I mean? That's why we're here. Okay, we're going to start with that Ace of Swords. Of course, let me back up. You will recognize sword, wand, cup, pentacle. But starting here with that Ace of Swords, any new thoughts, ideas, beliefs, and actions, or ongoing thoughts, beliefs, and actions, yeah? Let's see, Pisces, and that Ace of Swords. Show me Pisces, please, and that Ace of Swords. What's up? What's going on for Pisces? I'm reading a little bit out of order today. You're the first of the water signs I'm reading. I hope you don't mind just setting a precedent. King of Wands, Nine of Pentacles, Ten of Cups. Wow, look at that. Jeez. Oh, okay. The Lovers, the Seven of Cups. Temperance. What? Oh my gosh. Look at you. Oh, I'm so proud of you. Look at you. You're like, I'm getting my shit together, and it's super exciting. No, it's not. It's not that I don't think it was crazy or out of control. I like what you're doing. You're showing me, you know what benefits me and others, we can all benefit. It's like I'm going to have a particular approach or attitude here towards the end of the year, and it's going to carry over into the new year. You are determined upon this. I love this. King of Wands, Nine of Pentacles, Ten of Cups. Look at that breathtaking sense of individuation. I am my own man. I am my own woman. And I like me. I like what I'm feeling. I like what I'm doing. I like the person I've grown into. I've done this. Look at me go. I'm part of this. So you're showing me strong ownership of who you are as a person, and then also being very proud of what you're a part of in the greater scheme of things. And I love it. I love your attitude. I love your energy. You look so fantastic. You look bright. You look alive. And you seem to be very proud of the fact that you're harmonizing well with everybody in your life who's important. So the Ten of Cups is the overall emotional harmony. Okay. There could be a couple of folks in there. Could be 20, 30. We generally refer to these people as family, friends, spouses, kids, the whole thing. Okay. Whoever's important to you and you want to see them in your life because they have meaning and emotional significance to you. You're saying everybody who's in my life who should be there is, and I'm at peace with them, and I feel good about it. You do. You look so beautifully supported, but like I said, you are your own person. Proudly, too. You have such a strong sense of ambition and passion tied to you. I love it. Now, that's how you are doing overall in the greater scheme of things. And I'm not saying everything between you and everyone in your life is perfect. I'm saying you feel good about where you are, as you should. You're saying things are pretty peachy. You know, it may not be roses all the time, but you really like what you got going on, and others seem to appreciate you and love you just the way you are as well. Okay. Now, I see something a little bit more personal for you that's also on your mind. Ace of Swords. And you're like, if I can balance this, maybe, Christina, it's occurred to me that I can heal with a strong connection. So this is where I like to tell people, you know, tarot doesn't dictate action, you do. Tarot's proof choice, not the absence of it. I'm looking at a Pisces who's had a very strong thought. It was kind of like 2 + 2. It's like, you know what? I can harmonize with anybody in my life. If they're important to me, I can make it happen. I can do this. I believe in myself, and I believe in my ability to get along with others, right? I appreciate their value, they appreciate mine, and it's just a basic form of respect and love here. If they're important to me, then it's going to be okay. I'll make it work. I know I can do this. So I love this for you. And then I can kind of see how that thought and you practicing it in reality, because that's active practice, has kind of spilled over into this idea of a strong connection. And it's like, well, if I can have that kind of approach with family and friends, maybe I can have that same kind of thought towards someone special. And here we have the Lovers, the 7 of Cups, Temperance. It's like, maybe I heal things with them. I think I could do that. I feel I could. I feel that you feel that you can. I can feel it from here. Temperance, 7 of Cups, the Lovers. We feel that we could open towards the person whom we're strongly connected to and maybe heal with them. I'm not saying it's a given. I'm not saying it's a guaranteed, but you feel, and it occurred to you as a thought, that it's a possibility. I think you're right. It really comes from understanding who you are, where it is you've come from, being able to appreciate your own development along the way, and then understanding who's in your life and why they're supposed to be there. You know, there's that sense here that you're showing me they were in my life for a reason. It taught me something. It taught me something about myself. I would like to see this person in my life. You know, otherwise I wouldn't try. I can do it. I know I can do it. Now, this is where I like to point out to people, you know, we do need cooperation of the other person, but everything begins with the self too. So you honestly feel you can heal with a strong connection. Be open towards it emotionally. You want to give it a crack. You do. You want to give it a shot. When? That could be anywhere between now, whilst we're in Sagittarius season, not for much longer, but now to a little bit past the new year. I'm not quite sure where your needle there is landing, so think of that as your needle. I can see that you have been doing quite well with shoring up the connections that are already of some value and importance and substance to you. And like, well, if I did that over here, and I know who people of significance in my life are, who they're supposed to be, maybe I can do the same with that one too. So what the backstory is, I don't know. That's up to you. You would know the backstory. That you would know. And while you're contemplating healing them, that I can see the connection. It makes sense, right? I know it's important to me in my life. The strong connection was there for a reason, and I want it to continue to be. Thus, I'm feeling inclined to heal towards it. Good. And if you really know that and you feel that and you want to try, may they join you in that space. I love that. It's beautiful. Okay, may it be. I hope so. Yeah, what your backstory is, why you would feel the need to be inclined to heal towards them at all, you would know. You don't need me to tell you that. You would already know. It's already happened. This is the kind of gentle appreciation that maybe I can open up towards healing towards them now, based on what you already have functioning in your life, right? All right. Ooh, Ace of Wands. Let's check that out. Any new sources of passion, inspiration, creativity, enlightenment, or recurring passions? Absolutely. Let's say that Ace of Wands, please. I might dig a little deeper on that. Might get some advice on it. But for the most part, I like your thinking. You know, it makes sense. It stands to reason. But maybe because you want to, because you feel it's right for you, because you choose to. All right? Ace of Wands. The Hanged Man, the Magician, and the Six of Swords. Knight of Swords, Six of Cups, and Strength. Okay. It's interesting. You've given something here a lot of thought. I mean, a lot. A lot of thought. That is non-active passion, but it's done so unconscious choice. There's something here you said that you had to consciously move away from desiring, and that's not the reason you should summon it. Okay. That is active thinking. Good job about your passion. By that, I mean you've kind of already had an agreement with yourself that whatever it is that used to attract you to this, because there it is again. Sorry. I don't mean to repeat myself, but that's kind of the joke. There it is again. I mean, we know this person. But here's the thing. You're saying you kind of have to actively withdraw desiring from this connection, passion. Like I said, this is a conscious thought on your part. It's not to say that you lack passion for this connection. Au contraire. You already have a naturally passionate side. I've seen that. And that means by the lovers, you're going to really feel that piece of it very easily. You'll connect to that piece very easily. And you're saying that's the first thing you got to give up manifesting when it comes to this connection. You're saying you have to leave passion out of it for now. You have to leave the kind of energetic punch out of it. You can't manifest it from that point of view. You've already kind of ruled it out. I see. So yeah, it's a lot of cleverness there, but also honesty with yourself. Knight of Swords, Six of Cups, strength. You're saying it's going to take you strength to move towards this. It has to be done more so from the space of conscious thought and conscious action. Okay. Wow, you've given this a lot of thought. You've given this a lot of thought. Don't get me wrong. The fact that you kind of told me I can't summon this from a passionate point of view tells me how you still feel about it, you know? You're saying it's just that can't be the approach. The approach has to be strength and mind forward. A Six of Cups, yeah, they're with you here. Spiritually, emotionally. I can tell you two go way back. You share a lot of fond memories with each other. You know, there's a lot of softness around this connection, but you said you can't approach it from fire. You just can't. Now, forever? I don't know. But in the interest of healing forward, do some of you have some very strong... They're all here, aren't they? Sagittarius, Leo, maybe a dash of Aries. So you have a lot of elements that are normal for you in terms of heat and warmth, but you're saying I have to use that towards healing. Okay. So for those of you who are just like, I'm not into this, none of this is new, it's old, but that's refreshed. Yeah, that's part of ACEs. It's not a guarantee for everybody. Everybody's showing me something very different, which has been so nice. It's been interesting. You're showing me I'm ready to refresh some of these ACEs because it's time for you, because you put a lot of thought into this, because you put a lot of healing into yourself, and you're saying you can, you want to. You're trying to generate activity that's right for you. And so far as I can tell, even though it might seem like you're stepping back into the past, you're actually trying to go forward. It's something I say all the time, you know? When we reapproach things, people, places, things, situations, circumstances, whatever, just don't do it like we did in the past and you'll be okay. So there's something here you decided that from the very outset, you would not approach it from a particular point of view. So you're already changing your behavior because you're hoping to get different results with this. And you want to heal with this. You want to take a crack at it. You know? That tells me you still have passion for this person underneath all this, but I agree with you. You're saying you can't summon it from that point of view. We want the real mechanics of healing to have a real shot at this. Okay. Motivation after that, that's really up to you. Let's go ahead and check your Ace of Cups. New love, refreshed love? What kind of love? What are we looking at? Let's see that Ace of Cups, please. Let's see that Ace of Cups, please, for Pisces. Let's see that Ace of Cups, please, for Pisces. Six of Pentacles, Ten of Pentacles, King of Cups. You have a huge love for your foundation. I respect that. That's cool. That's cool. The Wheel of Fortune, Three of Swords, and the Chariot. Oh, time has passed. You want to move forward into your own personal heart space. It's a fairly strong conviction, too. All right, Six of Pentacles, Ten of Pentacles, and the King of Cups. Clearly, your foundation works. Clearly, the things you have set in place for yourself in terms of the day-to-day activities, including work and your regular balance systems, you're saying you love. You identify that as being a huge part of who you are. You're saying your foundation, your pentacle world, your known reality takes up a huge space in your heart naturally. You're saying you love what you do. And you do apparently a lot of everything. You have a lot of heart strength or heart pride. Okay. And everything that you do. Apparently you're heavily networked, resourced. You seem, like I said, you're a fish that's everywhere. You are... You have a huge love for community, too. A huge love and drive that is... I mean, you can't teach this kind of thing to people. You really can't. You have a huge emotional motivation, drive for your community, family, support, and frankly, love of the job, love of the... You feel free to let me know what you do, because there's a lot of emotional heart pride in there, too. Heart strength. I love that you've built a whole world that makes you very emotionally satisfied. But you, on the personal side, okay, on your more intimate side, the Wheel of Fortune, Three of Swords, the Chariot, there's a lot of hindsight in there that your heart's ready to move forward in a way that's powerful. It took time. Personally, you had aches and pains in there, old pains. And it took some time, but you are now ready to realize that your heart wants to move forward or march forward in a particular direction, which... you've hinted at, but you said, healing, the right reasons, that kind of thing, that needs to take precedence. If you want something more from it after that, you haven't shown me directly, but that your heart overall speaking, for you personally, is ready to move forward in a way that's powerful. Okay? I'm very curious, other than to make peace with this, in some ways you wish to make peace with it, that way you can make peace with yourself. I understand. It doesn't take a genius. Did you want anything more from it? I'm very curious. Maybe you're making peace with this is going to allow you to move forward in the general sense. I don't know. I see where a lot of pride for you, not just passion pride, but heart pride resides for everything you have accomplished, and you should. I don't blame you for that. When a water sign invests and they're happy, they thrive, they're highly connected, they're doing well for themselves and others, and they also work well to provide for others and support others. And you're showing me that, for a strong water sign like that, yeah, Pentacle shows up in the heart. This is what I've done. This is what I've accomplished, and I love what I do. And I try to help others. I mean, I love that. But for you personally, I'm happy to see that your Ace of Cups is ready to really haul ass forward. I can see you went through a period of pain, all right, and separation and feeling rejected. I'm happy that your heart personally, outside the mechanics of your 3D, yet for you personally, is ready to march forward. I would just like to know its direction. Are you hoping for more after this, after you maybe make the attempts to heal with this person? I don't know. Maybe you're not trying to assume anything, right? You kind of showed me how you have to pull back your fire from this. I respect that. I get it. I do. Let's see your Ace of Pentacles. Let's see that Ace of Pentacles, please. Yours has been incredibly straightforward. You are primed then for Ace of Cups. You really are. So once more, your Ace of Wands is a little confusing there. The fact that you said that you cannot summon this connection from passion suggests you still have passion for it, so that would be renewed Ace of Wands, but it still exists for you. But you don't want that to be the face value reason why you're connecting with it or trying to heal with it. Okay. The Ace of Swords. You have new insight and conviction about how to connect with this. Again, tarot does not dictate action, you do. Tarot is the proof of choice, not the absence of it. I'm looking at a very highly concentrated Pisces right now. Let's see that Ace of Pentacles, please. The Magician, the Five of Pentacles, and the Page of Wands. Okay, King of Wands, there you are. Eight of Swords, Page of Cups, Nine of Pentacles tried to fall out there. Okay. Okay. So richly founded right here. Yeah, there was a reason why I was kind of poking you. I was afraid I was going to poke some wounds. I was going to come across that eventually. I saw you hinted at it with your Ace of Cups, but here it says, so you made it very clear about your Pentacle world, and I'm smiling for you because I know what that feels like. It feels so good, right? To have accomplished all that, but be deeply connected to it beyond the monetary value. I get it. It makes so much sense. It's in your heart space. I love that. So then it's like, what could you invest in? A new job, new career? You don't need that. The Pisces I'm looking at, you don't need that. If this doesn't speak to you at all, check your other placements. I hope you figured that out by now. Okay. The Magician, Five of Pentacles, Page of Wands. It's almost a Page of Wands like you're afraid to want. You're afraid to want a little bit. You're afraid to want. King of Wands, Eight of Swords, the Page of Cups. What you're not fully acknowledging here is how part of you would like to invest in this emotionally, but you're afraid to want it. Don't get me wrong. I still see you performing these actions. I still see you doing what you need to do to make peace with this, again, to make peace with yourself. But you didn't really show me the purpose behind it. There was nothing selfish behind it, or at least that's what you were trying to present to me. And I don't think it was altruistic, no. I think this is something that you need to do. Like I said, everything begins with the self. Because you're healing and doing so well with other people in your life, it occurred to you, maybe you could do the same with this connection. But no expectations after that. You don't want to get your hopes up. Honey, it's kind of hurting to read this, but it's very sweet and it's very honest. Okay? Very honest. You're afraid to invest in that. You're afraid to want it. King of Wands, Eight of Swords, Page of Cups. You don't know if you can... You're afraid to open up towards this at the heart value. You're afraid to want it too much. To claim an investment with it. Okay, I don't blame you for that. I don't blame you for that. That's why I say I know your Ace of Cups is primed. You're ready for new love. I know you are. I know you are. You're ready for new love. But you don't want to presume that you could have refreshed love or any sort of... Well, I see the Lovers, I see the Cups. As you know, or I should think you would know, love already exists here. Okay? So do you mean the kind where it's intimate and you can claim it? Okay. You don't want to presume that. Okay. I think that's wise of you. I do. You're afraid to ask for more beyond what you two can heal. You don't know that it's safe to ask for more beyond what you two can heal. Okay, I hear you. This is all highly concentrated, by the way. So I'm glad to see that your 3D world, your investments are safe. They're already locked down. They're kind of key to who you are, which is beautiful. So when it comes to any new investments, you're afraid to invest in this or give yourself fully to it because it's kind of like, I don't even know if they'll heal with me yet. Right? I don't even know if they'll heal with me yet, Christina. So maybe let's not talk about investments because I don't even know. I don't even know if they'll cooperate because that's what you say, right? They got to cooperate back. So how and when we going to get this started then? Let's get some advice for you there. This makes me... I love this though. Doesn't it just rock when your world is like that? Isn't that just wonderful? You know, when you know what your place is, your purpose is, and you have drive, you have focus, and you get pride in the heart, not just from what you've achieved, but pride in your heart for what it is you're connected to and why, and your principles and everything else are connected to it. Isn't that wonderful? But when I looked at you personally, time has passed by slowly, and you're ready to move on from the shadows of pain. So where would it take you? You don't want to presume to invest in this. You've done a beautiful job in your own sense of development and your personhood, understanding who you are, what your big drives and motivations are. I do feel like this is what I think. This is me, what I'm getting from this today. Before understanding that you're clear for a new love, you want this part wrapped up in your life. Maybe to understand if it can be ruled out indefinitely, or maybe ruled in. This is my 2 cents, honey. For me, anti-sassy, take that for what Cinnamon's in and out. Drive me a little crazy. She's going she's going in and out, and as a result, she let a fly in. Oh, she's amped up. She's amped up. I mean, she is everywhere, all up and down, everywhere. And then she just takes these phenomenal naps where she's just out. She's just gone. And then she's back up and running around again. I envy that. But you want to know, don't you? Is that what we're talking about, honey? I'm sorry, I have to take my finger off the sensitivity button because sometimes I got to get to the point. You want to know if you can rule this out and be at peace with it and really move on? Maybe can you rule it back in? And that's why I'm saying hesitation around the Ace of Pentacles. And I think that's why I see you reapproaching this Sun's, the passionate element. That tells me that you're having to kind of like push that down, temporarily ignore it. Okay? Not for its absence, honey, but because it still hits you to this day. Let's see that advice, please. Oh, I don't. Oh, I know. With those lovers, honey, a punch to the chest is a punch to the chest. You know, it can either be breathtaking or it can be detrimental. And it's like, what the hell? I still feel this way after how many years, right? You know, it may not have been years, but I don't know. I don't know. But I think we got a few. That's okay. I think 10 of Wands and the 7 of Swords. What's that? 9 of Cups. What is this, please? No. I need stronger impressions. What is it? 10 of Wands, 7 of Swords. What? A lot of resistance here about what makes us happy. Having that dialogue with ourselves. Would this really make me happy? Would this really make me happy? Being very hard on yourself about it too. 10 of Pentacles, 3 of Swords. There it is. There's that sense of founding, steadily moving on. We didn't acknowledge how much this hurt us. We did not acknowledge how absent of the sun this was. Why couldn't you acknowledge this? You couldn't. Why didn't you acknowledge? Everything got so cold. It was warm and sunny, and then it went cold, and it's like you couldn't acknowledge it. You didn't allow yourself to acknowledge it? How much it hurt or how cold it felt? You had to carry on with life. 10 of Pentacles, the 3 of Swords, there it is again. You just had to kind of keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. There's that sense here I couldn't acknowledge it or wasn't allowed to acknowledge it. Or forced myself to not acknowledge this. And you just kept going and you kept going and you kept going. King of Cups. 3 of Cups, the Tower, Queen of Wands. We were afraid that if we tried to reconnect to this, it would be destructive. There's so much feeling in it. There's so much feeling in it. If we try to reconnect to it or allow ourselves to connect to it from the heart space, it would feel destructive or that we would destroy ourselves. That's a bit much. That's a lot, Pisces, honey. We overthought it. Nine of Swords. It's like if I allow myself to connect with this, it will destroy my world. It changed you anyway. It altered you in some way anyway. Okay, can we get some advice moving forward, please? Page of Swords, Nine of Pentacles. Look for yourself how you have grown. You're independent, you're strong, you're experienced. Look how far you have come. Look how much you have grown. Don't discount your experience. Okay? The Emperor. You're empowered. Oh, I see that. You are empowered. Perhaps we didn't know what to do then, or you didn't know how you could acknowledge this in the past. But you've worked it out now. And that's what matters. That's what matters, Pumpkin. Cinnamon says, hello. That's what matters, Pumpkin. It's not who we were yesterday. It's what we learned from ourselves today. Yeah. We're never done growing, are we? And the people who are done growing are the ones who think they have nothing left to learn. And they're the ones who fuck themselves over the most. Yes. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. I know it was really... the more you know, the more you make strides in this, the more you'll be at peace with it. Goodness gracious. Anyway, somewhere between... sorry, I went somewhere else. Somewhere between Sagittarius season which is now, to making strides with it over the course of the year. Hidden emotions. We strongly felt this burden, unhappiness, and there was nothing we could say or do. And that even if we tried to really connect with it from the heart, that it would somehow be destructive because of the wealth of emotions in this. We've been manifesting. At some point you had an epiphany and a breakthrough. You kept asking for answers, and I see that you found them in your own way. You did. And there's that Six of Cups again, memories, nostalgia. You kept asking for answers. You had breakthroughs, you had epiphanies, you had insights. And that was a big part of how you saw yourself connecting to the people who are already in your life. You found answers. Okay. Gosh. I'm sorry this one's so stretched out, guys. I'm trying to get specifics, but your aces are so locked up. I see where you're poised for the Ace of Cups. You could go for new love. You could. But it's kind of like you want to check this off your list as a possibility or non-possibility and kind of have a final word on it. I see where your Ace of Wands. You have purposely locked that up because when you're ready to reapproach this, you don't want passion to be the greeting ground, if you will, for the two of you. Okay, so that means then you could easily turn it back on. I get that. Your Ace of Swords, your insights on this are still fresh, but hopeful. And your Ace of Pentacles, you don't know if you have it in you to invest in this because it hasn't happened yet. So I apologize for that. Once more, this is either yours or it's not. I just want you to get that space, honey, where you can either rule this one out for good, or if you can see where you can maybe rule it back in. I'm rooting for you. I'm rooting for you. I don't see anything here that was so devastating that it can not be recovered. I don't see anything here so devastating that it's completely lost. I'm sure at the time it felt super intense and that it was an impossible thing. But that was yesterday. That's not today. We have the letters Y, U. Why you? Why you? Why did it have to be you? Why did it have to be anybody? It had to be you. It had to be you. Why you? Oh, I've asked myself that before. I mean, anyone who's ever had these kind of critical connections before, why you? Because it couldn't have been anyone else. That's why. You know, I know that, but that doesn't keep you from asking the damn question, does it? Why did it have to be you? And the letter T. Peacock, a sense of show, display, vanity. Someone dresses well, or they're very mindful of their presentation, or for some reason the peacock, for some of you, might have a strong representation of something. And we have the coffee bean. I included new charms, by the way, and I'm so glad I did. It was very refreshing. And speaking of which, some of you have strong memories associated with the situation or connection to the bean, the coffee bean, or some of you are roast masters. I don't know, but respect the bean. Okay, Pisces, honey. Oh, I know that took a minute. Hopefully this helped you. All right, I really do. If not, like I said, please check your other placements. This is one of those aces that doesn't have clear definition because things are in a pending state. If you don't want things to be pending, this isn't your reading, or just feel free to move on. Pursue another Ace of Cups. It looks like you're pretty much at peace. Okay. And then you can unlock your Ace of Wands into a new journey as well. Anyway, and then possibly a new investment. One where you don't have to hesitate, right? But there's something about, it's kind of like saying one last try. One last try. What is that? George Michael? One last try. One more try. Something like that. Anyway, you see what I'm saying. Okay? Not saying you have to. That's just what I saw here today. I hope this helped. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well.